Alright, good morning everyone. So today is Thursday, marks the fourth trading day of the week. So in today's pre-market analysis, let's have a couple of pairs to analyze and then we go. So the first pair on the list is USDCHF. USDCHF. The first pair on the list is USDCHF. So on USDCHF, I'm a monthly upper zone, monthly midway zone, and a monthly lower zone. A monthly upper zone, midway, and a monthly lower zone. And if you watch USDCHF on the monthly time frame, you can see that you are in a bearish structure. You are in a bearish structure. And that bearish structure has broken below the monthly midway zone. It has broken below the monthly midway zone, which was okay. It has broken below the monthly midway zone, which is here. So if you see a break out of a zone, you should always wait for a retest to that particular zone before you take the next trade. So as we go to the lower time frames, we are just going to be expecting a retest on USDCHF before we take the next sell. So let's go to the weekly. The network is quite slow this morning. Okay, so here we are on USDCHF. So on USDCHF, I have my weekly upper zone here, my weekly lower zone. So on the weekly time frame, we are definitely seeing a downtrend just like we saw on the monthly time frame. And that downtrend has already broke below the monthly midway zone, like I said on the monthly time frame. So since we are here on the weekly time frame and price has broken below us, so we are just going to wait for a retest before we take the next sell all the way to the downside. So let's go to the daily, then to the 4 hour and prepare for that sell. Okay, so here we are on the daily time frame, and there's nothing to say about this because just the same structure you have seen throughout the other time frame. So let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, so here we are on the 4 hour. Then here's where we can just prepare for the entry on USDCHF. So we just wait for price to come tap into the zone. We wait for a candle confirmation. Then we take the sell on USDCHF. USDCHF. So this will be how we take the entry on USDCHF. This will be how we take the entry on USDCHF. Yeah. So that's it on USDCHF. Okay, so let's move on to the next pair, and the next pair on the list is GBP USD. GBP USD. So let's go to the monthly and start from there. Okay. So on GBP USD, I have my monthly upper zone here, monthly midway zone, and my monthly lower zone. My monthly upper zone, midway zone, my monthly lower zone. So on the monthly time frame, we are definitely seeing an uptrend. We are definitely seeing an uptrend, and that uptrend has just tapped into the monthly midway zone. That uptrend has just tapped into the monthly midway zone. So we should be expecting price to drop from there. Price has tapped into the monthly midway zone, but we should be expecting price to drop. But will price really drop from there? The question is, will price really drop from there, or it will break out of the monthly midway zone? We don't know if price will drop, but we just have to prepare for the worst. So what you can do is, since price has tapped into the monthly midway zone, you can see the selling pressure coming in, a selling pressure coming in, a selling pressure coming in. So as you go to the lower time frame, let's go to the weekly and see if we'll be looking for buys or sell. Okay, so here we are on the weekly, and I have my weekly upper zone, my weekly lower zone here. So on the weekly time frame, we are definitely seeing a sell from the weekly zone dropping. Yeah, price is kind of dropping. So after price tap into the monthly zone, went all the way up, came back for a retest, then you could see went straight to the upside. So are we going to see another retest before the continuation push to the upside, or we're just going to see a break and a retest, then a continuation push? So here we are on the weekly, and we are just seeing rejections at the zone. So let's go to the other time frames and see how we can prepare. Okay, this looks nice. This looks nice. Yeah. So here we are on the daily time frame. I have my daily midway zone here. And on the daily time frame, you could see that after price tap into the daily zone, it dropped to the weekly zone for a retest, then boom, it broke out of the daily zone, tapping into the monthly zone. So we are seeing selling pressure coming in. So we should be expecting a retest at the daily breakout zone before a continuation push. That's that's if price wants to push to the upside, then this will happen when the market drops into the daily zone, then it will push to the upside. But if it doesn't push to the upside and wants to continue dropping, like the reaction we are expecting from the monthly time frame, then we should expect a drop, a retest, another drop, a retest before we pick our entry. So if we are to pick a sell on GBP USD, we are going. Okay, let's not talk about that here. So right now we are expecting price to drop all the way to the daily zone before we buy. If that's what price wants to do, or before it continues selling. So let's go to the 4 hour and see what's there. Okay, so here we are on the 4 hour. So we are expecting price to drop to this zone before we see the. So if price drops into the daily zone and it wants to go to the upside, then we are going to see something like this before the continuation goes to the outside. But if price wants to drop, then we should expect something like this. So on GBP USD, if you are going to take this, now where we take the buy, take the buy after buy. So on GBP USD, if you are going to take a buy, let me clear this so that I draw everything. Okay, so if price drops into this zone and it wants to go to the upside, it wants to go to the upside, let's say here. So if price drops into this zone and it wants to go to the upside, we are going to pick our buy from here. We are going to pick. Oh, okay. So we are going to be picking our buy on GBP USD from here all the way to the upside, all the way to the upside. This is where we are going to pick our buy on GBP USD. And if it's a sell to, we are going to pick it from here all the way to the downside on GBP USD. So the buy, the sell this way to come in from, the buy will also come in from here. So if you are watching this recording, this is how we are going to trade GBP USD. And this is the right way to trade it. If you want to trade it nicely, you have to trade it like this. Because price might start ranging over here, but if it initially breaks out of the monthly zone, you are definitely going to see the buying pressure. And if it breaks below the weekly zone, then we are going to see the sell pressure. We are definitely going to see the sell pressure on GBP USD. So yeah, that's it on GBP USD. Let's move on to the next pair. So the next pair on the list is BTC, BTC USD, BTC USD. So the next pair on the list is BTC USD. So the network is really messy. Okay, so here we are on BTC. Let's move on to the monthly time frame and start from there. So yeah, this this couple of months BTC has really been giving us back to back. So we expect to take more wins like that. So on BTC USD from the monthly time frame, I have my monthly upper zone, my monthly upper zone here, my monthly midway zone, and my monthly lower zone. My monthly upper zone, midway, and my monthly lower zone. So on the monthly time frame, we are seeing a bullish structure, a series of higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. So we are now seeing a new higher high incoming. The higher high hasn't formed yet, but we are seeing a new higher high incoming. So let's go to the weekly and see what price is doing. Okay, so here we are on the weekly time frame on BTC. Okay, so on the weekly, BTC is in a downtrend. That's a bearish structure. But take note, the monthly is bullish, so we are following the monthly time frame. We are not following the weekly time frame. We are following the monthly time frame. So since the monthly time frame is bullish, we just have to wait for the weekly time frame and the other time frame to align before we take the trade. So on BTC, here we are after the push to the upside, a drop, an equal high, then a break to the downside, creating a new lower low. Then we are seeing a retest. So price drop to the downside or break above, retest and continue going to the upside. We don't know that, but let's find out as we go through the lower time frames. So let's go to the daily. Okay, so here we are on the daily. I have my daily upper midway zone and my daily lower zone, my daily midway and my daily lower zone. So as after price tap into the the weekly retest zone, the breakout zone here, you see that there's price is seeing selling pressure dropping to the downside. So since there's a daily breakout zone here, a daily breakout zone here, there's a breakout zone here. Price might come down for the retest before it goes to the upside. Price might come down for the retest before it goes to the upside, or price will just break out of the zone, retest, and continue pushing to the upside. So if price does any of this, we just be ready to pick our trade. So let's go to the 4 hour and then we prepare for an entry on BTC USD. Yeah, so here we are on BTC. Let's prepare. So on BTC, I have my 4 hour midway zone here. My 4 hour midway zone. So since price has tapped into the monthly midway zone and has broken the daily zone, there you can see something like this: a push to the downside, a break, then a push to the downside, tapping into the zone with a candle confirmation, then it goes to the upside, retest, and continue pushing in this manner. Or if price does it, it's possible price will do this, or to just see buying pressure, push to the upside, retest, then a continuation push to the upside. So with all of this, we said from the weekly time frame that the weekly is in a downtrend. So if the weekly time frame is in a downtrend and the monthly is in an uptrend, we just have to wait for the weekly time frame to align with the monthly time frame before we take our trade. So since we are in the this is the 4 hour where we are picking the trade from, we are just have price is currently following the weekly time frame structure. So you just have to wait for it to align with the monthly. So if it breaks out of the weekly zone, comes out for a retest, then we take our buy. We know that we are taking the buy from here because we know price definitely aligns with the monthly time frame. Price definitely aligns with the monthly time frame. So that is why we are going to take our entry from here. Now, if price comes down here, we are not going to take this trade, you are just going to ignore it. This trade, you are going to ignore it because price has seen selling pressure coming from the weekly time frame here. Selling pressure from this weekly time frame. It might just drop all the way to this zone here because the selling pressure over here seems to be quite strong. It seems to be quite strong. So let's just wait for price to break out of the weekly zone and retest with a candle confirmation. Then we buy BTC USD. So this will be the complete analysis on BTC USD. On BTC USD. Yeah. So that's all for today's pre-market analysis. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, you can do so now by clicking on the subscribe button and turning on the notification, so anytime I drop a new video, you'll be one of the few people to get the notification and watch it. So you can like, comment, and also share with your family and friends, so this YouTube channel can also grow and can reach other people. So yeah, that's it. If you want to also get access to my mentorship class, my contact details will be in the description. You can pick it and contact me straight ahead. And if you haven't joined my free Telegram community, you can join now. The link will be in the description. So you just click on it. You join the Telegram channel. So anytime any of these setups are ready, I'll drop it for you all to take. So yeah, that'll be on today's pre-market analysis, and peace. I'm out.